Well, everybody, how are we all doing? Welcome back to the channel off the underside. Tonight we've got another very exciting guest. It's a man who's very well known throughout Scottish football. He's an ex-Hearts player, Dundee, Wraith Rovers, as well as playing down south at Sheffield United. It's Mr. Christian Nadé. How you doing, Christian?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, we're good, mate. Thank you very much for coming on and spending some time with us. We're really, really excited to talk to you about your career and that. So, thank you,
Thank
mate.
you for having me.
No problem, sir. So, like I say, mate, we like to go back to the very start on this channel, Christian. You grew up in France. What's your earliest memories of playing football?
I wasn't expecting that. My earliest memory playing football, it was a football tournament when I was 5 years old or 6 years old, and I had my dad shouting at me because I wasn't passing the ball to anyone. I just wanted to do everything by myself. So I remember like it was yesterday, him on the sideline because he was the coach. He started to shout my name. Like, he was quiet at the time and he started to shout crazy. Like, I can't say the swear word at the time, but pass the ball.
Who were your early heroes when you were growing up in France? Who were your idols?
Pelé. Pelé.
Yeah. Definitely. That's a good one. That's a good one. How long was it until you became aware of your ability? Well, what age were you roughly?
To be honest, I knew I was good because I've never really played on my own group age. I've always been in front with Sister Classé. So it means that you always play a year or 2 years above. So I've always been a player playing 1 or 2 years above. So I knew, I never knew that I could make it, but I knew that I was good at it.
You eventually went to, I'll try to pronounce this properly. Is it Tories? Is it Tories? Is it Tories?
Trois. Yes, Trois.
Butchered it. Sorry.
That's fine.
Who was the first person that brought you in? Who was the coach that brought you in there?
No, Trois was at the academy. So what happened is I was playing for a football team. It's like a pre-academy in France where you basically, it's very, the football in France is very, very different. All right. So the academy was like, I would stay the full week there and I would go to school there, me and my brother. You go there on the Monday morning and then you come back on the Friday. So I was doing very, very well when I was there. Then the coach brought me to a coach from actually another team saw me playing. He was like, so then I could do something. So he brought me to a team called Nancy. They were in the first division, second division at the time. And I went on trial. And when I went there, I went on trial there. Sorry, I went on trial there. I've done very well. And then I went on trial at Troyes, and I've done amazing. So Nancy phoned me first, so I went to Nancy. And then after 1 month, I was in it was under 17, I think. I was in the reserve team. And so basically the reserve team is like the local players. The player who live in Nancy. The first team is a player who come all over France. And they put me in a team with the local, which is not the best team. And so I will train with the A team and I will play with the B team. So I would see them only once a week. I didn't even know their name. So it's kind of difficult. I wasn't very, very happy there. So I said, look, Troyes for me. I said, we want you. So I went to Troyes and it ended up being the same situation when I was with the B team, but the B team had a very, very good standard. And the coach on the first team said, you can't go there because basically there were players who've been there for a while through the academy from the youngest age. And they were the priority. So it's not that I didn't have the level. It's just then they were the priority. But as soon as one player were injured or sick, I would go with the first team. So that's the way it happened.
How did you find being away from home at that early period at such a young age?
You know what? Now, if you ask me the question how I would feel now, it will be totally a different answer than how I felt back then. back then I was very excited. I was very happy. I was living the dream. I was going to a place where I'll be thinking about football, playing football, eating football. All I do was playing football. Obviously, you've got school with it, but it was mainly football. And I know that I was in the best setup to make it. So it was up to me. If I want to make it, it was up to me. It's not that everybody will make it, but if you've got the desire, if you've got the hunger, you will make it. So I was very, very excited. If you ask me now, I will tell you that I didn't know at the time, but I was missing my family, and it was a time when there were no phones, no WhatsApp, no things like that. So I realized it's not the healthiest thing to do for a 15 or 14 years old.
And see that point as well, when you were young, were you always a striker? You always like to score goals and that up front?
I've never been a striker.
No.
So I was, what happened is I was a player around the striker. So I was the guy, and you would put down the channel and taking the ball, try to organize the game. Not a number 10, but like a 9.5. It was the same when I was in Sheffield. It was Rob Hurst, striker, and I was behind him making the runs, and I was kind of fast. And when I came to Hearts, the first training session, it was an awful pitch, and I couldn't even control the ball right. Every time I touched the ball, it go 2 yards or 3 yards away. And they say, and we went on preseason in Lithuania, and they say, okay, we're gonna try to put you target man. And that changed my game completely, and that's when I started to be number 9. But before that, I wasn't.
Did you ever imagine as a teenager in France that you'd be ever playing in Edinburgh derbies or Scottish Cup ties? Was that never on your radar?
I've never thought I would have made France, to be honest. I would have left France at any moment in my life. Like when I was in school and they were teaching English, I was like, just leave me alone. I don't have time for this. If only I knew.
That's actually true, but when you look at players in that, not just France though, but like Scotland or England, that very, very few players actually leave their country. You know?
It's a very difficult. You know, it's like you're in a comfort zone. You're happy. You know the league and everything is. And like I said, at my time, the English league, well, yeah, it was televised. It was on TV, sorry, but not as much as it is now. Now you've got everything. You've got internet. You can watch any game you want. So at the time, you were looking at the thing, but no, I'd rather play against Marseille. I'd rather play against PSG. I'd rather play against those teams where I come from, and I want to make it there. So no, I never thought about going away at all.
You eventually did leave and go to Sheffield United when they were in the Premier League. Was that a big shock to you, or were you kind of expecting such a big move at that early age?
No. The way it happened, it was terrible, to be honest. So I'm going to use the true story. When I was at Troyes, my last season, I've done very, very well. I went end of contract, and they offered me a new 3 years deal with the biggest salary of the club at the time. But an agent came to me and said Marseille, Bordeaux, like 4 or 5 clubs were interested in me. So when I went to Troyes, they told me, I said, look, let me think about it, please. So they were not happy with my answer. A week after, the same agent came back and said, look, those clubs say they don't want you anymore. I'm like, what have I done? They say you're a troublemaker, you're doing this, doing that. I'm like, I haven't done nothing. Actually, I was so shy at the time. I haven't done nothing. I don't understand what's happening. And say, yeah, I said, and I realized on Troyes probably destroyed the deal. So I went back to Troyes and I said, look, okay, I'm going to accept your deal. I went like that. Okay, I'll accept your deal. I'll sign for you. He said, oh, okay. But you know what? We're not going to sign you now. We're going to wait after it was the holidays. So after the holiday. And then when you come back, we will send you to see if you worked during your time away. And I said, okay, I was upset, but I said, okay. So I went back home and I was working out. And then an agent for me said, look, there's a club who want you. And I said, can you tell me the name of the club? He said, no, I can't tell you. I'm like, telling him the country, the league. He said it's in England. I say Championship. He said no, it's Premier League. I'm like, I thought he was lying there. So I'm like, you know what? Let's see. So I went back home. I told my mom, and he said, give me a week, and I will send you the ticket, the airplane ticket. And I'm like, okay. So I was still working out, and I completely kept it out of my mind. My mom was keep talking about it, but I was that's rubbish. 1 week after, he said the ticket at the airport, you need to go. And I said, no, I'm not going. It's not true. And I wasn't going. I remember I was going to the park to play with my friend, and my mom packed my stuff without telling me. And then she said, jump in the car, and then she drove me to the airport. And then it was weird because he was in a part of the airport. I don't know if you've been to Charles de Gaulle before. It's a huge airport. And I was flying to Leeds, so it was in a terminal that I've never seen before. So that's rubbish. It's no chance. That's true. So I went there, and my name was there. So I flew to Leeds, and I arrived to Leeds. The agent was meant to pick me up, and he came with 2 hours. He came 2 hours late. So once again, I thought that was a lie, and I was waiting. It was so weird because it was so sunny in France, and I arrived to England, and it was raining. And I'm like, what am I doing here? And then he came 2 hours after, and then we went to Sheffield. The next day, we went to the stadium, and I met for the first time Neil Warnock, and then I signed there.
Neil Warnock, yeah, what kind of character was he? We all know him, but you
he's
had
amazing
first-hand
guy.
experience with him. How was it?
Oh, he's an amazing guy. Honestly, you know what? He just like to portray himself like I don't care and like to make joke and stuff. But he's the sweetest guy, sweetest man I've met in the football world.
Was it such a culture shock when you came from France to England? It was just like you said, sunny Paris to rainy Sheffield. Was it such a?
It was crazy. First, you know, the small details, even driving the other side is something. When I arrived at the airport, the breakfast they serve me, I'm like, that's not what I usually eat in the morning. When I go to the office, I don't understand nobody. The language can't understand, and they were so loud and shouting, and I'm like, why are you shouting at me? I'm like 1 yard away from you. But that's the way Neil Warnock is. He talk very, very loud, very loud. But yeah, it was kind of weird, and like I say, and Sheffield is a great town, a great city. It's a very great city, but it's weird to me. It looked like when I arrived, like all the building was red, like a old industrial place, which it is, I think. And I'm not used to it. When I was in Troyes, everything is open. There's trees and everything. So from this to Troyes to Sheffield, it was a very, very different world for me.
How did you find the step up in football? Did you notice that straight away, and how did you get on in the Premier League?
It's more intensive. It's very, very intensive. Like the speed of the game is so much quicker. Sometimes it doesn't look, but it's non-stop. The thing actually then it marked me. Then Neil Warnock told me, he said, when you pass the middle of the pitch, 10 yards after the middle of the pitch, when the players got the ball, you can count 2 to 3 seconds. You will see that somebody is already pressing you. You will never have the time of the world. Now it's changed because you've got Man City who controls the game, so players defend mainly. The teams mainly defend against this kind of team. But before, the player was always pressing. They wouldn't give you the time of the day. And when I was watching a TV before, I'm like, oh, you play in England, you got so much time. You can do whatever you want. But it's not the case. Players create their own space. Like when you see Thierry Henry before, say, oh, he's got all the time of the world. He created the space for himself because he was so smart and the team was playing for him. So it's easy for him to create the space. But when you play a team like Sheffield, when you know that most of the team you're going to play against going to be on top of you, you don't have time to breathe. As soon as you've got the ball, you know that somebody's going to just come right into you. And it's just, it was a different football, yes. And in football, it's very, very tactic. It's slower. You can play France 90 minutes and you won't have no shot on target because we just watch each other. Everything is so tactical. We used to spend hours and hours and hours on tactic without ball, just to know if this guy moved there, where you should go. If this guy moved there, where you should go. If the ball, it's all small details. It's just so precise, and you need to follow everything the coach said. Here is more not freestyle. It's fast, but all the players are so technical and physical. So you can dribble who you can, and then you go.
Was there any player in particular that you remember coming up against and just thought, wow?
Well, I play against Cristiano Ronaldo, so obviously, yeah, you look at the guy, you're like, it's another world. But no, says how can I say? There's Balak. Balak was amazing. Player who scared me also is Makelele. Makelele scared me.
Makelele
scared me, and it scared me. Yeah. Oh. He scared me. He's so weird because he's very skinny. He's not skinny, but I don't know. He's small. But I remember he not elbowed me. We went shoulder to shoulder, and I felt like it was like 5, 10 people like going against me. So much power. I'm like, this guy is in another world. I'm not even close to there. And then there were those two players, Vidic and Ferdinand. Those guys are class. Yeah, I think that's those players who you play against them and you say, no, I'm playing against some football player here. Drogba as well. Very, very strong. Very strong.
I'm just thinking the size of you're a pretty big guy, and you're saying Makelele is just out the road. I just can't imagine.
I thought you were in that fight every day, mate. Every day of the week.
Know.
I'm going to tell you a funny story about him, Makelele. We played against Chelsea, and I went at half time and I said, oh, please, because honestly, he was so strong, and I was like, starstruck in front of him. And I said, can I have your shirt, please? So he gave me his shirt, and I was about to take my shirt off, and he said, no, it's okay.
No.
Oh, no. That's a shame. Well, at least you got Makelele's shirt. At least you got his top, yeah.
Exactly, you still got
Yes,
exactly. Still got it. Still got it.
I almost had like all the Chelsea players. Because I had Lassana Diarra was my friend from Le Havre, and he managed to get all of them, and obviously DJ gave me it. So,
fair.
Yeah.
Many players, they talk about loneliness when they move from obviously France to England. Did you ever feel that way at the time, or did you just embrace the country you were in?
It was, you know what? It's difficult to talk about loneliness. You don't realize you're lonely because you're always surrounded by people, even though it's very, very difficult to explain. When I moved to England, I asked my best friend to come live with me because I know it would be difficult. So he was with me. But he couldn't understand what I was going through. He came with me, but he was working in a bar. He wanted to learn English. But when I would be playing, what most of people don't understand is when you play, you go to training in the morning, you come back at home at 12, 1 o'clock, and then you've got nothing to do until the next day. So for somebody who don't speak English, my friend was at work, obviously. You can't watch TV. It's not that internet and you had before with a laptop and everything. So you're always on your own, and then you go back to the next day, and then you're surrounded by people, and then for a few hours, and then you go back home and you're on your own. And it's kind of difficult. Yes, it can be a very lonely world. Yeah.
Can only imagine how difficult.
After your time at Sheffield United, you moved on to Hearts, mate, up here. How did that move come around?
All the move I made was kind of weird. So what happened is I signed a 3 year deal with Hearts, and I was doing very well with Sheffield, and at the end of the year we get relegated. A new coach came, Neil Warnock left, and he said, "I don't want you in my team." And I'm like, "What have I done?" I ended up being the first striker at the end of the season. I don't understand why you don't want me. Let me show you what I can do. He said, "No, I'm coming. I'm bringing my striker, so I want you to go." So he put me with the reserve team. It was Brian Robson, I think. Brian Robson. Yeah. And he put me with the reserve team. And I was with the reserve team. And then when they were in difficulty, he asked me to come back. So I would go back with the first team sometime and train. And one day he asked me to come back, and I said, look, I can't keep doing that. Keep me with the first team or keep me with the reserve team, but you can't ask me to keep going up and down. It's not good for me. I don't know. I come in training and I never know where I will be. It's not nice. So I was speaking with Brian Kidd at the time, and then after training, the coach came to me, asked me to go in his office, and basically he said, "Why did I punch Brian Kidd?" I'm like, "Why would I punch Brian Kidd? It's done nothing. Why would I? Why would say that?" He said you punched him. I'm like, "No, I've never done anything. Where is this coming from?" And he said, "Okay, just leave it." And now I knew then there was something dodgy here to try to put me in a bad light. So he said, "Look, there's a club in Turkey who wants you. We willing to loan you there." I said, "I'm not going to Turkey. If you don't want me, I stay here. It's fine." So 2 days after, Neil Warnock contacted me and said, "Look, come to my house." So I went to his house at dinner with him and his family, and he said, "Look, I'm gonna get the job in January, and I want you to come with me, but you need to have a first team game. You can't keep playing with the reserve team. You need to play with the first team. So me and your agent gonna try to get you somewhere and to get me to Hearts, and then in January I will take you back with me." And he said, "But you need to make concession with your salary." So I put my salary down and I sent for Hearts. And then in January he made an offer for me to go to Crystal Palace, and Hearts, you know.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wow.
That one. I never knew anything like that.
I never knew that story.
And
You were your time at Hearts. You divided the supporters. Lots of people loved you. Lots of people were critical. But how did you handle that scrutiny? And how do you think people misunderstood you as a player? The people that were more critical.
but that's come from my signing. So I was playing for Hearts. The thing is, I love Hearts. I genuinely love Hearts. I didn't want to stay at Hearts. As soon as I knew that I could leave, and when I came, it wasn't to stay a long time. It was just to stay for few months actually, because I signed the last day of the transfer window. And when everything was done with Romanov at the time, and then when he said no, I was hurt. I'm like, what happened? I'm not meant to be here. I was happy to be there, but I wasn't meant to be here. That's not what we think. I put my salary. I divided my salary by 3 to come for Hearts, and then this happened, and I'm like, I remember I actually when they started to talk, I think I had an argument with the coaches at the time. I said, "Why are you doing this? We had the deal. Let me go." So I said, "I don't want to play for you guys, just because." So when I was in training, and you can ask as a player, I would never push myself because my head wasn't there. I was so angry. I was mad. It was a difficult time, and then when I put myself, look, after 6 months, it was the winter also windows. They made an offer, and then they made another offer in the summer, and they still declined. So they made the offer every 6 months, and they always declined. So in my head, I was like, "Oh, maybe it's next time they will let me go," and then they never did let me go. So I was kind of mad. So I was playing, but I never in training. I didn't work the way I should have. I never pushed myself the way I should have. I didn't say that I cheated on the pitch because I played some good game and I played some bad game. But I didn't work as hard as I was when I was working at Sheffield or at Choice. When I in training, I mean, I would work hard. I would try to do everything to get to have my place. I would do everything to be on the starting 11. I wasn't sometime, and you know the level push make you to push yourself as hard as you can. But when I came there first, I was, like I say, I had a bad attitude, and I would still be playing. I had a good attitude. I would be playing. I would play bad. I would be on the pitch because there were no at the time a striker who could concurrent me really. So sometimes the coach would put me on the bench, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna push myself in training, and then I'll be starting again. And then after 2-3 games, I'm like, I want to leave. And then I would just go back again. It was a very, very bad spiral, and I created myself. I wasn't professional the way I should have been.
Why were you so eager to leave though? What was the main reason for it?
But first, my head, I always wanted to stay in England to play for Crystal Palace. It's a big club. I wanted to play for Crystal Palace. Like I said, I made the sacrifice to put my salary down as well. So being a Premiership, earning this kind of money, to go down earning not too much, but everybody thought that I was earning like crazy money, so they were judging me on somebody who earning 20,000 a week, which wasn't the case. So they were expecting for me to do much more, because if not, I was a wage thief. But I wasn't earning what you thought I was earning, because I divided my salaries like two or three times actually lower than what I was earning. So I could come and then leave after. And when they say no, I'm like, they cheated me basically. Not the club, the owner at the time cheated me.
Yeah, it seems like you've done that with a lot of people as well about for things.
I know that he's done stuff while we were there. I know that, but I don't know what he's done individually. But I know he's not been correct with the players now.
Mm-hmm. How did you feel this? How did you like Scottish football? Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the physicality? Was it like you were saying that English football is intense? Do you think Scottish football is even more intense, or just as
Yeah, it's more Scottish football is more physical.
Mm.
It was more physical. So only thing with Scottish football, they I need to be careful with the word I'm using. Is sometimes the player run just to run. If it makes sense.
I get what you mean.
So I mean, and that make the people on the watch the game say, "Oh, he's working so hard. He's a good player." And it's not because you run much and you're a good player. You know what I mean? You just need to be smart. If you move a certain way and the guy next to you move a certain way, and this guy there moving a certain way, you don't need to do 20 yards. 2 yards is enough. But if you do 2 yards and the other guy next to you just went, and you're like, you are kidding me. Because now I look bad because I've done those 2 yards. You run like a endless chicken, and people think that you're doing well. Well, you just needed to do 2 yards, and that would have stopped the pass here. And that will change the orientation of the game. And there's many people who, when you watch the games, you're like, no, stop. You don't need to do that. Stop the pass, go in between the players, stop the pass. The guy, your colleague, go there, stop the pass. This guy, stop the pass. So he won't go this side. You push the player to go on the other side. It's simple. But they expect you to go and make those runs, following the players everywhere and say, oh my God, he's giving 100% for the team. He's amazing. He works so hard. It's just stupid.
How did you enjoy playing in the Edinburgh derbies though? Because you scored a good few goals there, mate, and you had some good times.
That's the best time I was for me as a Hearts player. I just loved playing against Hibs. I just loved playing against Hibs. I loved the tension the week before. I loved the pressure from our own fans, the insult from the opposite team. I could feel the coach every time so stressed. Like you can lose every game, you can't lose that game. That's the way you feel when you play against Hibs. We don't care the week before, we don't care the next week. You better win that game or actually not lose.
Did you like those high pressure games? Was that when you felt like you shone more when it came to the games against Hibs and the Old Firm, Celtic and Rangers?
Yes, because when you play against, I can explain. So you see, when you play against Celtic, it's easy to play against Celtic. It's easy to play against Celtic. You don't have any pressure. The pressure is on them. When you're a lower team, the pressure is on them. When you play Rangers, it's the same. You don't have any pressure, so you're free. People want you to win, but they don't. If you don't win, they won't say you better win against the next. You know what I mean? So playing against those teams is kind of easy. Playing against Hibs, the motivation is just there. You can't. If you play against Hibs and you're not motivated, stop playing. If you're a Hearts player and you're not playing against, and you're playing against Hibs and just stop playing. You've got nothing to do on this Hearts jersey. He just come with the jersey. As soon as you put the jersey, you play against him. It's like you've got an extra power coming out in you. So it's different. After, the only thing is you need to find the same pressure when you play against St. Mirren, Motherwell, St. Johnstone. I respect those teams, but it's not Rangers or Celtic. So when you play against them, the motivation that you've got when you've got against Celtic or Rangers, they've got that motivation against you. And sometimes that's why they can beat you, because they've got this extra 10, 20%. Then you don't give, they give it. And that's when sometimes you can lose the game.
It's a nice balance you need to get with a Hearts player. You need to be
Yeah.
You went on to play with many more clubs in Scotland, like Dunfermline, Dundee, Hamilton.
No, West Rovers never Dunfermline.
No Dunfermline.
No, West Rovers.
But what was it about Scotland that you just you seem to enjoy as you've stayed up here for so long?
So when I played in Thailand, and when I was in Thailand, I started to find faith again, and I was praying a lot. And I was praying, and I said, God, please let me come back to Scotland. Let me come back to Scotland. I want to play in Scotland again. I feel like I've got something to prove. I let myself down there. Like I say, I didn't work as hard as I should. So I want to go back there and show what I can do. And also, that's Scotland. It was the only place I knew since I was a proper adult. I moved in the UK when I was 21, I think, in England for a year. And then I was at Heart for 3 years. So as an adult, I was made in Scotland, basically. And that's all I knew, Scotland. So I wanted to come back there and play and see what I didn't see before.
You played at practically every level in Scotland. How have you found that, going down the leagues and stuff?
I've been thinking about this a lot, actually. Yes, I played junior, first team, like junior A, B. I don't know, everywhere. Do you know what? The lower you go, the more the coaches think they know better. And that can be a problem sometimes. When you play at a certain level and you go at the very low division, and then the coach tell you this, you should be that. You're like, what are you talking about? And then and then there's players who actually never played anywhere, and they come and tell you, you should go there. And I'm like, no. So it's kind of difficult. The lower you go, the harder it is. And then because you play at the highest level as well, there's referee who want to put a name. I don't know why. So they're kind of hard on you. The players also want to put a name on it. So when you touch the ball, you can feel when there's somebody behind you ready to take your legs off. So it's kind of difficult. Junior is a very, very, very difficult league.
During your career, you were, near the end of your career, you spoken bravely about the struggles with your mental health and stuff like that. But can you take us back when you realised you needed to speak openly about it? Did you just want to break the stigma, basically, with mental health, especially within men?
But you know what? That's exactly what I said at the beginning when I said that when you asked me the question, if I felt lonely, did I realize if it was a good thing for me to go and move in academy at 15 years old? I didn't know, but it affected me. I'm still affected now. You know, for example, with my kids, I've got 3 kids, one I can see, but I've got 2 here. They're always against me. I always have to carry them, kissing them and everything, because I feel like I missed the years where I should have been with my family, where I should have laughed with them and do everything. And not that I'm not close with my family, but I'm, like I keep saying to people, I feel like I'm an added pieces to the family. And one day, I don't know, well, with a lot of things happened in my life. I was in court, and the journalist came to talk to me about the court, and I didn't even realize I was talking about what I had in my head, the mental health, the fact that I wanted to end everything, because, like you say, football is a very, very lonely world. When everything goes well, everybody love you. And when everything goes bad, everybody hates you. But it's not just that. It's you can't, as a man, you can't really show how you feel. And I had a mechanism, a stupid mechanism. To be honest, is you would never know on my face how I feel. So you will never know if I'm happy, if I'm angry, if I'm touched by what you're saying, or if I'm affected by what you're saying, because I didn't want to give the opportunity to people to say, "Oh, we hurt him there. He's not well there, so we just gonna come and abuse him." Let's say. So I would just always keep like, I'm fine, but no, I wasn't. And the fact that I talked that there was a journalist helped me evacuate everything that I had in my head, or even inside me for years. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm still. You can't have 30 years of your life where you kept everything inside, and then you think you're gonna heal after 1 week. Now it will take years and years. So I'm still. It's still difficult. When I think about it, it's still difficult. Sometimes I feel like I want to go back home, but I'm scared of how it's going to be if I go home, if I don't have what I always imagine or expect. It's easy to go 1 week and everything is perfect, but can you live with them? Is it going to be the same? And you don't want to break the, how can I say, the idea of what you got of them.
No, I think it's very very brave of you to come out and speak like that, because I feel that as men, you don't, like you said, we keep it inside and we don't come out and talk about it as much. And I think that's very brave of you, and we wish you all the best with all your mental health.
No, I agree. Well done at being so open and honest about me, because you look at a guy like yourself, and you're a big, strong, physical player. Footballer. People look up to you, and you could look at you in the park and think, that guy's, got no mental problems. You know what I mean? No mental health problems, because just looking at you, because you're such a strong man. Do you know what I mean? But like, it's very, very brave that you come out and tell the truth like that, mate. So thank you and well done.
Thank you. To be honest, the day it happened, I didn't even do it on purpose. I genuinely didn't. I remember after I spoke to the journalist, I went home and I was panicking. I said, "What have I done?" And I was so scared of the result. And it was kind of positive, but I was really, really, really scared. And then after that, it helped me actually. When I saw the response of the people, it helped me to talk about it more and freely. And I hope then people feel the same way. Then they say, "Oh, actually, we can talk about it and not feel ashamed or little." Sometimes you just don't want to. Or sometimes it's just your ego. Like you say, you want everybody to think that everything's all right, and you can take it, and it's not the way it is.
Yeah. Do you feel football associations should do more to help people that do feel isolated, lonely, and stuff like that?
It's difficult. It's difficult to ask the association to do something. The reason is, when you finish training, you're usually very tired. It's a very, very physical game. It's very it demands a lot of your things. So what you want to do usually is just go home and rest. So you need to find the right balance. You don't want this every day, but you want somebody. Oh, let's go and it's just an example. When I was playing for I think it was Dundee or Red Rovers, after training, I would take cooking lesson. So I used to go and cooking lesson. That would keep my mind busy, and I would do something just so I wouldn't be home and be some. I used to go and be in the dark sometimes, and I didn't even know why I was in the dark before. It was just, now I think about it, I would just go and lie down on the bed, not sleeping, tired. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I would just be like this and just like that. So just being able to be outside and think about something else, and not just think about football. As a football player, that's the only thing you need to think about, and that's not healthy. You need to have other things, talk to other people, and also finding person who like you for you, and not because of. I'm not talking about girlfriend or something like that, or wife. I'm talking about a friend, and you can talk to. Then you are there really for you, and not because of who you are. So when you're there, you never talk about football, but you talk about stupid stuff like two guys who do, but not about football. That's what sometimes everybody needs, but a player who is not in his country definitely need.
So if there was a young player in your position, mate, and out there just now and they're watching this, what would piece of advice would you give them?
I would say then they need to surround themselves with the right person. Surround themselves, and if they feel lonely, speak to your coach, speak to your teammates. Don't bury yourself, because that's the best way. When you go home and you don't talk to anybody, or you had a bad day and you just got nowhere to exteriorize anything, that's the worst. Because one day and then 2 days and then it become an habitude, and then you never say anything, and the smallest things you do will annoy you, but you're so used to not saying anything, then you keep it to yourself, and that's the worst. It's like it eats you alive. I'm sure I'm talking to you, but even in aspect of your life, yes, sometimes then you kept everything inside you. You say, no, I'm not gonna say anything, but you just taking bomb was ready to explode, and you don't want this to happen, because it can explode doing something to somebody else, because he said the wrong things at the wrong time, or you even do something to yourself. So it's better just, if you feel something, say it. I don't say go angry, but just speak to somebody. Say it. Don't keep it inside. It's the worst thing to do.
That's very sound advice, I would say. Very sound advice. Like you say, what was the most meaningful dressing room you were ever part of? Not really like successful, but what was the one that was the most close knit? Would that be Hearts or would that be Sheffield?
Ask me between those two or in my career.
In your career,
Dundee.
Dundee.
Yeah.
Was
Dundee.
that?
But
Sorry,
it's easy because it's easy because you're winning. When you're winning games, it's always easy to have a good atmosphere in dressing room and everything. When I was at Hearts, there were too many players from different countries. It was a good atmosphere, but when you go in the dressing room, you will see, we used to say there's the Lithuanian there, the Scottish there, and the rest of the world. That's what we used to say. Sheffield, I couldn't really speak English at the time, so it was kind of difficult for me. There were a player, I forgot his name actually, who were helping me a lot. But he was living in Manchester, so I wasn't seeing him. And then there were in Dundee, we were winning games, so everything was fine. Everybody was happy. I came at the winter, so everybody welcoming very well. The fans were sceptic at first, and then after they really loved me, so everything was good.
And you scored the winning goal, mate, to take them into the league. How was that feeling?
Oh, it was amazing. It was it's like through your career. There's moments through your career you can say, I remember that day. I remember how I was feeling. I remember what I was thinking. I remember what happened. I remember what the follow. Like I could tell you every second by second, because it's one of those moments where you remember perfectly, and it's maybe not the winning game because I scored the first goal, and then Peter Magna scored the second, and they scored the spot. It was the goal who put us in the right direction.
I struggle to remember what I had for lunch yesterday. Never mind the second by second when you scored a goal. But that must be an incredible feeling. Must be incredible.
That's amazing.
But like you were saying about the junior leagues, do you think there's players in those leagues that could make it to just say League One, League Two, even the Championship? Do you think there's players in there that's capable?
Football, I keep telling to a lot of kids sometimes I'm coaching, football is not always about their abilities. So there's players with the abilities in junior league who would say, what are you doing here? You should be playing in championship. Or even if you push yourself, maybe even like on the bench in the Premier League team and everything. But can you support the pressure? It's easy to come and you play in junior, and there's no pressure, you win, you lose. It's the thing. But when you've got an obligation of results, when you need to be in training every day, when you need to be able, that's what I mean. You need to control your emotion. You have to accept criticisms without saying anything. When it's a coach, but when you're junior, the coach tell you, you say, shut up. I'm not coming tomorrow. I'm not coming next week. You're not in obligation to do anything. But when some player, for example, go on holiday while the season is on, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But so football is not just technique or anything. Is can you support the pressure and people don't realize the pressure is huge because there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money. People put their money. People live there. It's a way for some people to get out of their week, to express all the feeling, all the struggles they have through the week, and they come on a Saturday and they expect somebody to come and say, I pay my ticket, I need you to give me 110%. So it put a lot of pressure on you. Can you handle it? And if you can handle it, doesn't matter if you're technique or not. There's, like you say, there's players, I don't know if you heard this, there's players who are training players. You put them in training, they are amazing. Wow, you see, this guy should be playing for Real Madrid. He's so good. And you put them on a Saturday, he disappear. He didn't lose his ability from Friday to Saturday. He just can't handle the pressure.
No, that's fair enough. But you've touched upon that you're doing your coaching now. Is that the road you want to go down? Maybe coaching, maybe a manager down the line?
Well, yes, I would like to be a coach. Started last year, and then I don't know. I lost my email address, so I didn't receive what I meant to receive, and I don't know how to contact them for them to let me go through the next chapter of my coaches badges. But yes, I would like to pass my coaches badges. I was coaching a team under 14 last season. We've done very well. Done very, very well. We went. I was so happy, and I took the team. We went in France for few games. Few games in France. We've been battered, to be honest. We played 3 games. We lost the first one. We played against a team. The first one was we lost 5-4, but we were doing so well, so the team started to put the player from 2009. We were 2011. So they started to put 2009 on the pitch to beat us, which is fine. The second team we played again, Trois, my old team. I just wanted them to see what's a real academy and not just a title academy saying, oh, I'm running an academy when it's not. I just wanted to show them what's a real academy, how players train, how players sleep, how players eat. Everything is, like I say, strict. So we went there. We lost 12-0. I think that they realized, my team realized what they needed to. That the team we lost in the semi-final of the Scottish League, and we just lost against a team 12-0 in France. Just wanted to show them when a team train every day together, eat together, sleep together, how they become, instead of a team who train like twice a week, 2 hours. You won't progress as fast as a team who train every day. So I just wanted to show them. We lost 12-0, and then we lost against another team who are 1 year younger, but it's one of the best team in France. Every player of this team signed for a pro team after that.
Wow.
We lost 12-1 as well. Man, if you play that team and he just signed for Monaco, a 6-year deal in Monaco and 6 years deal with Nike. He's one of the best young prospects in the world football just now.
Was that a nice feeling going back to 12 and seeing the academy as it is now?
Oh, it was amazing when they put my name on the wall and everything. On the wall who carried the academy. It was just amazing to see where last time I was there, I was 21 years old, so it was almost 20 years since last time I came back there. And the fact to know that they didn't forget about me, they actually wanted me to stay, to take a team and everything. It's just amazing.
Brilliant, Christian. really enjoyed listening to you, mate. Listening about your career and everything else. I've only got one last question for you, pal.
Okay.
We do this at the end of every podcast. So my question is: if you were the coach of a team and it was all your you had to pick 5 of your teammates. Sorry, all the teammates you played alongside in a 5-a-side team. Who are you picking?
Well, I don't put me in the 5, right?
No,
So
you're
I'll
the
put.
You're the coach.
I'm the coach.
The coach.
So we won already. Then doesn't matter where I pick. I'll put Steve Mandanda as the coach, as a goalkeeper. Steve Mandanda, yeah, 100%. Blaise Matuidi. Blaise Matuidi.
Very good.
Yeah, I'll put probably Jagielka. Jagielka as a centre back, even though he's a midfielder. I'll put him as centre back. Him and I don't know who I could put. I think Philippe Mexes playing French national team. So him and Philippe Mexes in the back. Steve Mandanda. Steve Mandanda in the goal. Blaise Matuidi and striker. Probably Pinilla. Mauricio Pinilla.
Right.
To play for Hearts, and then I think he went to Lazio, I think, at some point. Maybe, I don't know, in Italy.
I think so. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's a great team, mate. That is a great team. It's a very defensive team right enough. And you're not conceding many goals there.
We're always going to create chances, but we're not going to concede any.
Smart.
Okay. Is that how it's going to be there when we see you as a manager down the line? It's going to be a very defensive team.
It's not about I need a balanced team. You know, you don't want just attacking and be trouble. Blaise can do box to box. He can score goals as well.
I think that's the smartest 5-a-side team we've had. Usually it's let's get the goals.
Usually it's 5 strikers.
5 strikers. Get the tallest in goal.
No. That's what I mean. Everybody goal. You forgot them behind. You need to score. So I let them attack and I put the ball to Pinilla. Boom, goal.
That's fair enough, mate. Well, I really do hope to see you down the line. You know, as a manager in the dugout one day, mate. Especially in Scotland, I'd love to see you manage here. So, Christian, thank you very much for your time, pal. It's been a real pleasure to speak with half of all of us. By saying thank you very much, and all the best for the future.
All the best,
Thank you.